Welcome to the Learn English Podcast Daily. My name is Claire.
My name is James. By listening to this, you may learn English in a very simple way.
Today, we are going to talk about a very interesting topic. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon. Okay, let's deep into the topic.
Okay, picture this for a second. Absolute calm. What comes to mind? Maybe, I don't know, a quiet beach, a perfect sunrise. But, for millions of people right now, that calm actually looks like a sharp pencil, maybe a crayon, hovering over a page. Like intricate patterns.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing, isn't it? We're diving today into, the huge comeback of the humble coloring book.
Right. It's really not just for kids anymore.
Not at all. It's a multi-million-dollar industry now, and honestly, a real wellness movement for both adults and kids looking for that creative space.
So our mission today really is to get past the nostalgia, the childhood memories. We want to understand the why.
Exactly.
We've looked at sources suggesting this isn't just like a fun distraction. It's actually a powerful psychological tool.
It really seems to be.
So we're going to unpack the science, the benefits, trace back its pretty colorful history, actually.
Yeah.
And get practical. Like, what tools do you actually need to get the most out of it?
And what's kind of amazing, I think, is just how accessible it is.
Yeah.
The barrier to entry is so low for something that seems to deliver, such big returns for your mental state.
Okay, let's start right there then. The core benefits. We hear mindfulness thrown around all the time. But how does coloring, the actual physical act, how does that work as a gateway? What's the mechanism?
It really boils down to forcing your attention onto one single low-stakes task. Choosing colors, trying to stay in the lines.
Right, that concentration.
Exactly. That intense but not really critical focus, it just sort of occupies your brain's working memory.
So it kind of pushes out the other noise.
Precisely. That concentration quiets down what people often call the monkey mind.
Ah, yes, the monkey mind. That constant chatter.
Yeah, that internal list-making, the worries, the anxiety spinning around. Coloring kind of overrides that because you're anchored in the here and now, in the physical process.
And there's actual physical proof of this calming effect in the brain, isn't there?
Yeah.
Our sources point to the amygdala.
That's right. The repetitive motion, the focus involved, it can actively lower activity in the amygdala.
Which is the brain's fear and stress hub, basically.
Exactly. So when you dial that down, you're actually inducing a physiological state that's pretty similar to deep meditation. Your heart rate can slow, feelings of anxiety lessen.
Wow.
Yeah, and there was a specific study published in the Art Therapy Journal that found coloring complex geometric patterns mandalas especially significantly cut anxiety levels for the people doing it.
That's really compelling. But why the geometric patterns specifically? Is coloring, say, a landscape just as good? Or is there something about that symmetry, that structure in a mandala?
That's a great question. I mean, any focused coloring seems beneficial, but the symmetry and repetition in mandalas, they offer predictable structure.
Ah, predictability. Less decision-making, maybe.
Kind of. It needs consistent attention, but it's not judgmental.
Yeah.
A landscape, you might worry more about color choices, shading, getting it right.
Right. Self-critique creeps in.
Exactly. The mandala just asks you to complete the existing pattern. It's sort of the ultimate low-stakes mental workout in that sense.
And speaking of low stakes.
Yeah.
For people like me, maybe, who feel a bit intimidated by a totally blank canvas, coloring feels like a gentle nudge for the creative brain parts.
Totally.
You're still thinking about color, maybe shading, how it looks overall, but without that pressure of starting something from nothing.
It flexes those muscles without demanding you're, a master artist. And beyond the mental stuff, we shouldn't forget the physical and cognitive side.
It's true. For kids, obviously.
Yeah, developing fine motor skills, hand-eye coordination, that's crucial. But also, for older adults, it helps maintain dexterity, focus, keeps those neural pathways firing.
Plus, it's analog, a real break from screens.
Oh, absolutely. That tactile experience is a huge part of the appeal in our super digital world, a necessary break from screen overload.
Okay, so we get the why now. The science seems pretty solid on the benefits. But the idea itself, putting color inside lines, that must be ancient. Who actually turned it into the book format we know?
Right. The act itself is ancient, sure, but the mass-produced coloring book, That has a clearer starting point. It really emerged in the late 19th century, mostly in the U.S.
And driven by new printing tech.
Exactly. New printing and a growing middle class looking for, wholesome educational things for their kids.
And who gets the credit for the first big hit?
Well, the McLaughlin brothers are often pointed to. They published the Little Folks painting book back in the 1880s, and they actually collaborated with a very famous illustrator of the time, Kate Greenaway.
Ah, okay. So that set the template. Outlines plus education.
Pretty much. Accessible, educational.
Yeah.
Then later in the 20th century, you had Dover Publications with their little activity books. Those really cemented coloring books in pop culture, made them super cheap and everywhere.
That makes total sense for kids' stuff. But the boom we're seeing now, the one that put fancy pencils in adult hands, that feels different.
Oh, it's entirely different. This modern global adult coloring craze that's widely and I think correctly credited to one specific person, a Scottish illustrator named Johanna Basford.
Okay, Joanna Basford, what did she do?
Her book in 2013, Secret Garden, it was just filled with these incredibly intricate, beautiful black and white drawings of nature, florals, leaves.
And that was the spark. Why that book?
It just hit differently. It wasn't childish. It was complex, beautiful. Adults saw it and thought, okay, this isn't a toy. This is a legitimate creative thing I can do with low pressure.
So it validated the adult interest.
Completely. It proved there was this huge, untapped market of grown-ups who were just craving that kind of focused, stress-busting activity. And boom, it kicked off the whole international trend. Adult coloring books started topping bestseller lists everywhere.
Wow, just one book tapped into that universal need. Incredible.
It really is.
And now, look at the market. The sheer variety is mind-boggling. You can find a coloring book for literally any interest, any mood.
That diversity is definitely key to keeping people engaged. You've got the classics, the therapeutic ones like mandalas, designed for focus.
Right.
Then all the detailed nature stuff, florals, cityscapes, architecture, and of course, all the pop culture themes.
I have to say, the ones that mix really beautiful drawings with, like, swear words, that's something else.
Small chuckle, the swear word in humorous books, yeah. They definitely tap into a need for catharsis, maybe a bit of irreverent fun.
Totally. A good laugh is therapeutic, too.
It absolutely is. And then on the more serious side, you have these really important specialized books. Designs for people dealing with anxiety, dementia, PTSD, using patterns known to help calm the mind.
So when you're choosing, you really need to think about your goal, right?
Exactly. Want relaxation, maybe mandalas. Just want fun. Grab that funny one or your favorite movie characters. Want to improve technique? Look for books with realistic pictures that let you practice shading.
Okay, but the book is only half of it. The tools you use, that really shapes the whole experience, doesn't it? Especially if you're moving past basic crayons.
Oh, massively. For adults, colored pencils are definitely the most popular. They give you control. You can layer colors, blend them.
Any particular kind.
Well, if you want a smoother feel, richer colors, better blending, it's worth investing in artist quality pencils. Brands like Prismacolor or Faber-Castell are well-known examples. They make a big difference.
Okay, pencils. What about markers? They give you that really vibrant color pop.
They do, but yeah, they're not all the same. You've basically got two main types.
Sure.
Water-based markers. These are often good for beginners, maybe kids. Easier cleanup, bright colors. Then you have the more premium alcohol-based markers.
Copic markers, those are famous.
Exactly. Like Copics, those are more professional. They blend incredibly well, so you can get smooth gradients, shading, really move beyond just flat blocks of color. Helps achieve a more realistic look if that's what you're after.
But with that level of ink, that rich pigment, we need to talk paper. Bleed through is the enemy.
Oh, absolutely. Paper quality is critical.
So what's the secret? How do you stop the ink bleeding onto the next page?
Okay, practical tip time. First, check the paper quality when you buy the book. Look for descriptions like thick paper, maybe perforated pages, and ideally single-sided printing.
So the back of the page is blank.
Right. A lot of the books specifically for adults, like you might find on Amazon's grown-up coloring section, they often prioritize this. But even then, if you're using heavy markers, especially those alcohol ones, always slip a piece of scrap cardstock or even just thick paper or cardboard directly behind the page you're working on. It acts as a barrier.
Smart. A simple fix to protect the next masterpiece.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's recap the pros. It's super accessible, no real talent needed. It's relatively affordable therapy, portable, promotes mindfulness. Great. But let's get balanced. What are the downsides? The potential pitfalls.
A balanced view is important, definitely. I think the biggest potential issue is what we could call the perfectionism trap.
Ah, tell me more. How does something meant to relax you become stressful?
Well, for some personalities, those lines on the page, they stop being a guide and start feeling like a cage. The pressure to color perfectly, to stay inside every single line, to make it look professional or, Instagram worthy,
Yeah, I could see that.
that can actually create a lot of anxiety. It completely flips the script. It starts being mindful and starts being about measuring up.
So if you feel yourself falling into that trap, what's the advice? How do you break free? Is it a mindset thing?
It's definitely a mindset shift. Rule number one has to be let go of perfection. Seriously. Treat mistakes as just part of the process, maybe even interesting variations.
Easier said than done sometimes.
True. Practically speaking, if you feel yourself tensing up over tiny details, maybe switch tools. Grab a broader marker or a crayon. Fill in bigger areas first. It forces you away from that hyper-focus.
Good tip. We should also mention cost, right? It can get expensive.
It can, yeah. Cost creep is real. Starting is cheap. Maybe a $5 book, basic pencils. But if you get really into it, those premium books, the full Copic marker set, artist-grade pencils, it adds up.
And physical strain.
Right. Long sessions can definitely lead to eye strain, maybe hand cramps. Remember to take breaks, stretch your hands.
And finally, let's be honest, while it uses creative skills, it is guided. It's not quite the same as learning to draw from scratch.
No, it's different. Fantastic for focus, relaxation, color play, but not necessarily building foundational drawing skills in the same way. But what's really interesting now is how technology is tackling some of these downsides.
Ah, the digital frontier, coloring apps.
Exactly. The digital evolution is huge here. Think about it. Unlimited colors at your fingertips, totally portable on your phone or tablet.
And the magic button.
The undo button,
Yeah.
yes. That alone just demolishes the perfectionism trap for many people. Made a mistake. Tap undo. Zero frustration.
Game changer.
Totally. Platforms like coloringonline.com, they offer just vast libraries of pages. It's instant, mess-free stress relief.
Though maybe. It lacks that physical satisfaction. The feel of the paper, the pencil.
It does lack the tactile element, which is a big part of the appeal for some.
Yeah.
But for convenience, for forgiveness, digital is amazing. It's about finding what works for you. Do you need that physical break, or is the digital ease more appealing?
Right. So, wrapping things up, it seems the coloring book, whether paper or digital, has really proven itself. It's this accessible, surprisingly effective little sanctuary.
Yeah, an invitation to just slow down, focus intently but gently, and, create something appealing, stroke by stroke, a simple antidote to our often overwhelming world.
And it doesn't have to be lonely. This whole thing has built a real community.
It really has. You see coloring clubs popping up in libraries, cafes, and online. People sharing their finished work, using hashtags like #coloringbookaddict. It's a lovely way to connect over creativity.
So the knowledge is there now. That sense of peace might just be waiting on the next page for you.
Absolutely. But maybe. Let's just circle back for a final thought on that perfectionism thing and the power of that digital undo.
Okay, that undo button idea is powerful. If the point of coloring is the process, not a perfect product, and obviously we don't get an undo button in real life,
Right.
how do we maybe apply that spirit, that grace for mistakes, that low-stakes approach to other things, like, I don't know, cooking something new, tackling a big project at work, or just handling everyday bumps?
That's the question, isn't it? It's a reminder, maybe, that the real benefit often lies in the mindful doing, not just the perfect outcome. Allowing ourselves the space to just try and enjoy the attempt.
A good thought to leave folks with. Go find your color. Find your quiet.
Enjoy the process.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. Let's meet soon with a new interesting topic. Have a nice day.